Yeah, I am the mongoose. And yes, 2 and 4, I'm a dirty whore. But not to be outdone, or actually to definitely be outdone, as you can see, the money chain is loud and proud.
It's been retained.
Order has been restored. 4 and 2. Baby, how do you do? It's the iciest, the diciest, America's favorite degenerate gambler, Sal Baps.
Yeah, it feels good to wear this. It's been like,
Have you
feel like the Titanic lady where she's like, it's been 84 years. I know, like, it feels that long. Like, it really does. But it is back in its rightful home. So
back in the rightful home?
maybe the sign of good things to come here. Is I have a goofy card this week, but we'll see.
I did tell you last week. I said, Sal Baps, I like your picks outside of Florida State.
You did.
Which one?
Easily,
Which hit?
Yes.
Easily. So speaking of records, I am still somehow, I did check this math, but somehow I'm 22 and 21, but definitely not where I was 2 weeks ago. Sal Baps is 20 and 22, but is coming off a 4 and 2 week. Very strong. Together, we are 42 and 43 on the year. Having said that, the boss cock lock again hits 5 and 2 on the season. Listen, if you are watching this show and you are betting our picks, you absolutely must bet the boss cock lock.
It's the only thing you should do.
It's
the only thing you should take. Like,
let's be honest. I mean, overall,
we're doing decent. Like, there was a very bloody 2-3 weeks in college football. It was just bloody all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, I even talked to people that were like, "Fuck this!" Like, I'm just betting NFL.
Right.
They're just like out.
Right.
Like it's tough, but it is a grind. You stay with it, and you will most likely come up.
So I do want to go over.
You know what you're talking about.
I do want to go over here these picks here of the illustrious Sal Baps. Sal Baps did nail Florida State, which I told him he wouldn't. Good for him. The MSU Rutgers under did not go under, so he missed that. USC Notre Dame under, that also did not go under. Good for USC just has no defense. Let's just be honest. Oregon State minus 3.5 hit by a mile. Boise State, Colorado State over hits by a mile. Woke Stanford. Colorado goes over after you literally were texting me on that Friday night about how sad you were about that pick, and then Colorado finds a way.
I've never seen do you ever in your life have a moment where you text somebody something and then immediately it's like you change the outcome of it? It's like the moment I said that, Stanford just exploded. And just went ballistic. It was almost hysterical.
I actually thought that I was dreaming because I actually fell asleep after the first half. I was like, fuck this game. I had Stanford plus 10.5. I woke up, Sal Baps. It was 2 a.m. and I heard overtime talk of Stanford and Colorado, and I thought I was dreaming, or I was like, well, if it's overtime, I covered. Fuck yeah. I wake up in the morning to only discover Stanford wins, 46-43.
They won the fucking game.
And they
won outright.
I see Prime talking about how his kids like football, not love football. I was fucking shocked. And I almost put money on that Stanford money line before I fell asleep. I almost
some guy on Twitter fucking put I don't know why he did this.
Yeah.
But he moneylined Stanford and he won 47,000.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know why you would ever do that, but he did. There's people out there that have a lot bigger balls than I do. We'll say that. And that is why we remain Poe.
Well, speaking of balls, my picks last week were balls. I had South Carolina minus 2. By the way, I'm having to put my fucking phone right up to my face. I have the Johnny Cage sunglasses going on. They're clip-on sunglasses here because I actually had eye surgery literally on Monday. So it looks like I just got
your right eye. You look like Rocky, fighting Clubber Lang.
I look like I just got molested by Mike Tyson in 1995.
Yeah, Yeah, it does. It does.
It ain't good. There's literally Sal Baps. Like, I'll show you my pillow. Like, it looks like I was just on my period. Like, there's literally blood all over the pillow.
Hey, it's never easy recovering from any surgery, man. No matter what it is.
It's been a little brutal. So yeah, that's why I got the Johnny Cage glasses on. But hey, if I go undefeated this year, fuck it. I'm keeping the Johnny Cage clip-ons. But yeah, my eye is fucked up. If
Did they give you those for free?
No, I bought these on Amazon for $10. they're the kind of gangster for $10, you know. So yeah, South Carolina loses in the last minute to Florida. Florida has the game-winning drive. BYU gets rolled by TCU. We'll talk about TCU later. Nevada, I faded UNLV. Do you know the three teams who were undefeated against the spread this year? Oklahoma, Penn State, and the UNLV Running Rebels.
Yeah, I saw that, man. Because I was actually looking at.
Don't fade UNLV.
No, dude, they're a machine, dude.
Wyoming plus 10.5 covers. Wyoming actually should have. The money line was actually hitting most of that game against Air Force, who is fucking good. Auburn does not cover the plus 11.5 at all, but we did get the over in that game.
Nail that over, yeah.
For the Boss Cock lock, so that's more important. And then I did hit Notre Dame minus 2.5. That was a good call. So that's a recap here. Sal Baps moving on here this week. A lot of good fucking games, dude. A lot of good rivalry games.
Yeah, it's a weird week. It's like rivalry games, but like some of them aren't really true rivalry games, but they're like league rivalry games, right? Like Clemson Miami is not really a real rivalry, right?
Yeah.
Like Miami Florida State is like the rivalry, but like this is a rivalry. Penn State Ohio State. Ohio State fans would argue, Michigan's our rival. Penn State fans would argue
unrivaled. That's Penn State's slogan. Unrivaled.
That Ohio State and Michigan are their rivals, and they have been. I mean, regardless of what anyone says. So I hate the way this is set up, where this is a noon game. By the way,
that is
a tragedy to this country. And anyone who watches this sport.
Dude, it's all Fox. It's fucking Fox Big Noon Kickoff, because the Penn State-Ohio State game, first of all, when it was
Why would anyone want to watch that game at noon? It changes the outcome, in my opinion.
I mean, listen, only what I remember Saquon Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott, Penn State going to Ohio State. That being a night game only like 4 or 5 years ago. It's all Fox. It's dude, Fox.
Bullshit
Fox is killing the Big Ten.
Bullshit ass Michigan State will get Ohio State in a primetime game they'll watch.
Yeah, on Peacock, right.
Yeah, they will. Yeah. But Penn State, Ohio State won't.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyways, we have that. We've got an academy rivalry.
Yeah.
Air Force Navy.
Air Force Navy.
Gear up for World War III coming up. Should be fun. Loser has to go into Taiwan.
Yo, did you see, by the way, the porn? I think it was the porn star Kaylee Gunner. She was talking about how like you can basically get free boob jobs in the military now. Like if you just say it's affecting your confidence as a soldier, apparently you can get free tits. Which I do not want our tax dollars going for the trans sex changes. But
yeah, but don't
if our tax dollars are going towards tit jobs.
Yeah, but
I kind of do support that.
I'm gonna say 95% of the women getting tit jobs in the military are getting them removed, though. Like, not the other way around.
Well,
right?
then, but we have Kaylee Gunner to thank for it. So I guess it ain't all bad. But yeah, I do hear what you're saying.
Anyway, so we got that. We've got Michigan State, which is always a stupid game. Iowa, Minnesota, stupid Midwest rivalry. We got Tennessee, Alabama from last year.
Great game.
Games.
Cigar game.
Another good game here. Texas, Houston, rivalry.
Kind
Texas.
of, yeah.
North Carolina, Virginia is a rivalry.
Yeah.
Even though Virginia's not good, it's still a boundary game.
Yeah.
By the way, North Carolina, I did find out what the Tar Heel nickname is based off of.
Okay,
touched on this.
Don't tell us yet.
Okay.
I
did find that, and I even have a Michigan one for you.
No
and
shit.
An Ohio State one. And a Wisconsin one with direct ties to the Civil War. I'm telling you.
Okay, well, I'm
telling you.
I only want two because I want to keep this going because we did have feedback last week.
Let's continue these.
Sal Baps, I don't know what we're going to call it.
I want to do a little history.
Sal Baps History Hour, maybe we'll call it. Maybe we'll call it
Minute.
Yeah, History Minute. Civil War
it's not always
stories.
Civil War. It's just these colleges have direct ties to the Civil War.
I love it.
That's when a lot of these schools open. If you go to their universities, you'll see like Duke 1830. It's all around the 1800s.
Right. Okay, well, let's hold off on that, but I do love it. But yeah, a lot of great games. Don't forget Clemson, Miami, maybe a sneaky good game.
Definitely a sneaky good game.
USC, Utah in the Coliseum.
Utah, Kansas State, TCU is good.
Yeah, we're going to talk about TCU, trust me.
Yeah, Duke, Florida State. Utah, USC, as we said. UCLA, Stanford, if you're gay and you're into that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not, but it's a rivalry game nonetheless. Okay. So we've got some stuff on the board here, right?
We do. We definitely do.
Got some stuff on the board here.
Speaking of the board, Salbaps, my Mara puts did get creamed in the market a little bit past couple of days, but today it came back. Did you see officially in the news this shit? Like, I don't even know why more people aren't. Well, I do know because the CNBC is retarded on crypto. Binance is now not allowing cash withdrawals.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I can't tell you I didn't see that coming.
This is,
I mean, how could you not see that coming?
FTX only had I think it was like $2.5 billion worth of crypto. Binance is the world's largest international crypto exchange.
Dude, they can do whatever they want. Like, they really can. I mean, they don't. They have to pay you, really?
What I'm saying though is this is going to be FTX on steroids times 10.
It's going to get overshadowed because there's fucking war going on.
Yeah,
now.
well,
no one's even going to fucking care.
That's true. All I care about is hitting my puts. So speaking of puts and calls, Salbaps, I'm getting ready to buy a call.
On?
I'm trekking to the Southwest. I'm going to those four corner states.
Southwest Airlines.
I'm on Southwest Airlines. I'm on
with your diversity hire pilot with no experience.
With my diversity hire pilot with no experience. It's a $45 one-way trip, but on the other way back, it's going to be $545.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people next to me who are just talking the entire flight. I'm going to the land of no humidity, the land of Barry Goldwater, also John McCain, but fuck him.
Ah, yeah, definitely.
I'm going to Tucson, Arizona. I'm going to the border. It used to be called Desert Swarm back in the day, Teddy Bruschi days. It is once again Desert Swarm because the Arizona Wildcats are proving you can play football and not just basketball. Salbaps, this team goes into Washington State. Are they the best 3-3 team in the history of football?
Arizona's the best fucking 3-3 team I've ever seen.
I mean,
ever, dude. I can't even describe to you how good of a for their record, they're impressive.
Jed Fish lost the offensive rookie of the year in the Pac-12. Dorian Singer, he goes to USC. He's like 5th or 6th on the depth chart, by the way. So that was a poor move. Jed Fish has a background coaching a lot of quarterbacks. He's doing a really great job there in the desert in Tucson. So they went and got this kid, top 100 recruit out of Servite, which, by the way, little Southern California high school football. Everybody knows about Modern Day, right? They're like, them and IMG are the two most powerful, best high school programs in the country.
Oh, Modern Day's a force, dude.
Yeah.
For years.
Literally the entire 2 deep of Modern Day goes D1. Well, the only team that can actually hold a candle to Modern Day in Southern California is Servite. So Arizona went into Servite, and they got a top 100 recruit by the name of Tatora McMillan. He's a wide receiver there, having a nice year, really good. You know who else they also got? And I have a feeling it was like a 2-for-1 deal. It was kind of like in recruiting. It's like, hey, we want this top 100 player. We're going to give his buddy a scholarship who is just good enough to play here, but we don't really want him.
Right.
That guy turned out to be the quarterback who's now playing when Jaden DeLaura got hurt. This kid is fucking unreal. He is a huge upgrade over DeLaura. DeLaura does have natural talent, but DeLaura makes fucking stupid throws, okay? He goes a little bit Brett Favre here. And Arizona now...
Retard Brett Favre.
I'm trademarking that. Arizona has the defense. They got this stud freshman quarterback, and Jed Fish is proving he knows how to coach offensive football. Arizona football, legitimately by a lot of Vegas insiders, is actually being power ranked top 35 right now.
Yeah, dude. If you watch them, they're the best 3-3 team I've ever seen in any sport ever.
They are a program. If they can keep their guys in,
you did touch on this at the beginning of the year about they were going to be improved. I do remember this.
Yeah.
If you don't remember this, I remember this.
Yeah, I mean they still have.
I'm just trying to prove that you weren't correct on them. Their record is deceiving. they're good.
Legitimate.
They should still make a bowl.
Legitimate top 35 team. Yeah, they got Colorado in the schedule. I don't know if Colorado wins another game now.
We don't know that. Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
We don't.
But yeah, I'm all in on Arizona. If they can keep their guys in NIL, which last year they did not, obviously, with Singer, but if they can keep their kind of core guys there, future's looking pretty bright there in Arizona.
Yeah, I agree. So my call is on Tulane. So listen, they're 5-1. They're laying 20.5 this week against North Texas. They always find their way back up into the top 25 around this time of year.
Yeah.
They're look at their schedule. They can run the table. And, we can be seeing Tulane in another really, really good bowl game. And what that means is this coach is going to go to Michigan State. Yes, he is.
Do you want him at Michigan State?
Anyone's better than what we have.
You don't want. Well, that's true. That's true. Did you see, by the way, I commented on Twitter this week for Michigan State. It's called like their Thy Shadows game.
Yeah, it's their uniform.
Yeah, and I said in Thy Shadow of ... Mel Tucker's penis.
Did you get creamed by people? Did they come at you?
I don't know. I didn't have a chance to look at the comments.
So like they're kind of sick. They're kind of sick. The uniforms.
Okay.
But like, who cares if you're horrible?
Right.
That doesn't do anything.
Don't you want Urban Meyer as your coach?
But that's not realistic. It's just not realistic.
Okay. What about
like people keep saying that to me, but like it's not real. Is he really gonna like? Michigan State has proven that like. It's not even worth going to that school. There's so much shit that you got to deal with.
Yeah.
You're always in the shadow of Tom Izzo in the basketball program, who just came out preseason ranked 3rd in the country. It's you're always in the shadows. Now, Urban Meyer is, obviously above that, but like I just don't think it's realistic. I don't think he's at the point in his life where he's going to take gambles again like he did with the Jaguars and shit. I think the guy, if he was going to do anything, should have taken the Texas job. And he didn't.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. Okay.
I think he's done with that. But anyways, Tulane is my call.
I love it.
Yeah, like I said, laying 20.5 this week. Find themselves 5-1. Only loss was Ole Miss.
And Michael Pratt didn't play that game.
Quarterback did not play.
Didn't play that game.
So I'm going to buy a call on the Tulane Green Wave.
With the one... arguably some of the best uniforms in
the
in
dopest
football.
logo in the
dopest
whole
logo.
country.
The angry green wave is fucking unreal.
Amazing.
But yeah, I love it. Obviously, we remember last year they had with a 10-11 win season. They beat USC with Caleb Williams.
They're right where they were last year. They're right there again. And people forgot about them. They find themselves back in the top 25. And when the new rankings come out in a couple weeks, like the playoff rankings, they're going to end up jumping up to like 17, 16.
Yeah. They made...
This is just bullshit AP rankings. They're going to end up, when they redo these, they're going to be like 16, 17.
Yeah, they may be...
Because if Mississippi wins again, they win at Auburn, that's your only loss to Mississippi keeping like their season well.
Yeah.
Just boosts Tulane. Because they do that. Like the way that they do the playoff rankings... They play transitive property theory, which I hate, but they do it. So it's like how Penn State always ends up still in the top 8 when the only losses are Michigan, Ohio State. Well, it's because Michigan, Ohio State were in the fucking playoffs last year. You know what I mean? Like, that's why. Like, you actually benefit if your opponents you lose to are good.
For sure. Yeah, I know.
You do.
I think Tulane could very well be the group of 5 entry into the playoffs again this year. So I like what you're saying.
Yeah.
So this is a very positive show here right now in the market here, despite World War III about to happen, despite literally...
outrageous inflation that's beyond... Now it's going to get worse. Israel's getting more money now.
Yeah, the median...
double gas prices, food prices, everything.
I saw Argentina actually printed a $2,000 bill that's only worth $2, and I was like, yeah, that's
dude. It's
us.
not like, here's the thing: is like some people don't know this. We are not the only country printing money.
Right.
We're not. We're just not. Well, Canada does it too.
Well, let's face it. For there to be a global one world government, a global one world currency, everybody's gonna have to go broke, and that's what's happening right now.
It's going exactly the way they want it to go. It is like, if you can't see this by now,
then you have no hope.
I can't help.
I can't help you. Yeah, exactly.
I cannot help.
Salbaps can't help.
I'm seeing people that make $3,000 a week fucking strong. I mean, like it's fucking stupid.
Yeah. So speaking of the positive, though, despite the macabre world that we live in, Sal Babs, I'm going to buy a call
On.
TCU Horned Frogs.
I fucking hate it, but go ahead. I hate that.
Sal Babs was buying a fucking put on these guys 2 weeks ago. Sonny Dyke said, Sal Babs. So if you'll remember last year, the opening week of my infamous parlay that was 3 yards short of hitting 47,000, my heaviest play that week, besides the Utah game, of course, was TCU week 1. They opened up at Colorado. That first quarter, TCU looked pretty bad. It was Chandler Morris starting at quarterback. He gets hurt. All of a sudden, Max Duggan steps in, looks like the fucking Red Rocket superstar that he was. TCU goes on to the national championship game.
Never look back, man.
This year, Chandler Morris gets the job back. Max Duggan graduates, which I think he had another year of eligibility, by the way. Why he didn't come back is retarded.
I think that he had people in his ear telling him that he was going to play in the NFL, and I knew that he wouldn't.
Right.
I mean, we all knew he wouldn't.
Right.
But in today's NFL, you do never know, so it kind of was like worth the gamble.
True.
But you're never going to see him.
Nevertheless, Chandler Morris steps back into the position. TCU loses week 1 against Colorado. TCU doesn't look like anything close to what they were last year. Last week,
the team's 4-3.
Last week, I take BYU on the road at TCU. This has been a strong BYU team. They get absolutely shellacked.
Dude, I think they're just fucking weird. I think TCU's just fucking weird.
No.
I just think some weeks they look good,
nope,
they don't.
No. You're totally wrong, Sal Babs.
I am, because they're 4-3. Like, everything I'm saying is indicating that
Sal Babs, this new quarterback, Josh Hoover, he was the highest rated quarterback last week by Pro Football Focus. This kid is such a fucking upgrade over Chandler Morris. I watched the entire game because BYU was a heavy play for me. This kid is the real fucking deal. He was threading tight coverage throws, cross the middle, back shoulder throws. This kid is going to, I'm telling you, the next month, TCU is a team you don't want to play in the Big 12.
Yeah, well, they're 7-point underdog this week.
Yeah, and guess what? Guess what? I'm taking them.
All right.
Call TCU.
All right, my put is on Caleb Williams. Yo, can you believe this guy?
No.
The balls on this guy
to
go out there and make it known that any NFL team that drafts him, he needs ownership stake.
Retarded.
I mean, this is what we've done to kids. Like Democrats and libs have enabled this outrageous entitlement culture.
Yeah, well,
it's where like you just not only do you have are you thankful that you're getting drafted and put in that position and worked hard.
Right.
You need to own the team.
Yeah, it was, to be fair, Aaron Rodgers did also ask, apparently, for the same deal with the Jets. But Aaron Rodgers
is Aaron Rodgers.
I was just going to say that Aaron Rodgers is I believe, 4-time MVP, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Caleb Williams has fallen to the dystopian hellhole that is Los Angeles.
This guy can't even beat Notre Dame.
Caleb Williams is, this is what USC kids do, Sal Babs. I can tell you.
He couldn't beat Utah.
Yeah, he's going to beat Utah this week. I do believe that. But yeah, he's totally fallen. Talk about having.
I can't fucking believe I saw.
Talk about having bad people in your ear. Caleb Williams has just totally fallen into the LA USC vibes that go on in there. I'm not surprised at all. This is a kid who has fucking. He paints his fucking fingernails. What do you expect, Sal Babs?
Kid ran on the field from Notre Dame student section.
I saw that.
And ran up to him in his face with the fucking cell phone.
I saw that.
It was like sweet nails, pussy.
Yeah.
And then one Notre Dame player grabs him, and I thought he was going to like pull him away, and they end up just like dancing together.
Yeah, it was pretty great. It was pretty great. Although I will say, if you are that fan who goes up to players after games like that,
you're asking for big trouble.
Yeah, I have no problem if the player fucking decks you. If you're going to do that, then you have to live with the repercussions.
I can't imagine, dude. I mean, it's never happened to me, but there were games, like basketball, etc.
Right.
You play your ass off, you lose. If some kid comes up to you, run. I mean, I could do something.
Yeah,
I could.
Do you think Caleb Williams pulls it together for the second half of this season, or do you think it's just maybe just packs it in?
No, I think he played a bad game. I mean, he should be allowed to play a bad game.
Yeah.
I just believe that. I mean, he didn't even make midseason All-American. He wasn't even on the list.
Right.
So, he is trending down. So if we're doing calls and puts, he
To be-
didn't make midseason All-American.
To be fair, no Heisman Trophy winner has repeated the following year
I wonder why that is.
since Archie Griffin, which
I
was
wonder why it is, though.
I think I think that there's just like during the off season, he went to so many media events, has so many people in his ear. I mean, and just people are gunning for you. I mean, even like a guy like Tim Tebow, who was the most humble fucking dude ever,
He couldn't do it.
won the Heisman Trophy his sophomore year, come back and had a great year again, but still even then wasn't quite up to the standard that he was the year before.
Yeah, and that's a guy who like. You know, he's going to take it serious
Right.
and try to win it again and try to win a national championship, and they failed that year.
Yeah, since
It's just
Archie Griffin.
It's just a hard thing to do. So, like, yeah, I mean, if this kid was a little bit more humble, I would like be a little bit more easy on him. But I can't fucking stand him.
Right.
Dude. I can't stand him.
Agreed.
He's literally telling who he can or can't play for in the NFL. It's like, dude, just what?
Yeah.
Like, dude, if I got drafted by the fucking Kansas City Royals, I would go.
Right.
Like, I would go to any fucking. I don't give a fuck.
To be fair, this isn't unprecedented. Eli Manning did it back in 2002. John Elway did it back in the day, coming out of Stanford. So this isn't totally unprecedented for quarterbacks. And you can make the argument for if you're in Caleb Williams' position and you're making $2 million a year that he's making at USC. You know, maybe you don't want to go to the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, these kids have so much power. It's insane, dude. Like, I grew up in the wrong time period.
Yeah.
I'm too fucking old to own a home. I'm too young or too old to be a TikTok star.
Right, yeah.
Fucking, you know, like, I missed everything.
You missed everything.
We had the shit we have now when we were in high school. We would be the people on YouTube with 1 million subs.
Yeah, maybe so. We
just missed it.
We also may be in jail for the shit that we did in high school, Sal Babs, because it would be on documented evidence.
See, here's the thing. This is the difference between us and the kids now.
Yeah.
We were smart enough to know what not to put out there.
Yeah, but we didn't. Not everything in the world was being filmed, and we you say that now, but I'm not so sure. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I mean, I could give you stories that may repudiate that statement that you just gave.
We just missed it, man.
Just missed it by that much. By that much.
Missed a life that we deserve.
A life that we deserved. But here we are. Speaking of a life that
I mean, everything. I missed everything. It's all gone. Like, it's gone.
It's all gone. Just like history, just like the past. Speaking of it all being gone. Sal Baps, let's go down the lane of this existence as human beings. I want 2 of the teams that you got the history documentation on. Take it away.
Okay, so this is interesting here.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the Michigan Wolverines, right? What do you think that means, right?
Yeah,
what do you think that means? Do you think that means a Wolverine, right?
Yeah,
it's that, right?
Well, it's a Wolverine bear. It's very fierce. Maybe is it Wolverine from X-Men?
This is a good one. So the Michigan Wolverines are actually named off General George Armstrong Custer's cavalry from Michigan.
No shit.
They fought like Wolverines, is what General Grant would say.
Are Wolverine bears
those Michigan Wolverines and General Custer, and that became the school's mascot.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this question then, Mr. Sparty. Michigan State Spartans, where does that come from?
Well, not every single school has these. There's just random names.
Okay, so the Michigan State Spartan is a random thing.
It's just a team name. It's just like, you know, it's just like the Georgia. Actually, no, that's another Civil War name. Sorry.
Sal Babs, is every team in the SEC? Every team in the
South, dude,
is a fucking Civil War reference.
Every fucking team except like fucking Maryland, dude. Like every one of them.
Well, that
the example Maryland, I was gonna give wasn't even a good one because it literally like was a Civil War.
Maryland is in the Big Ten, so I was talking about.
Well, I meant like the South. Like Maryland was a southern state.
Right,
it was a border state.
Right.
So it was under the Mason-Dixon line. But like most of these teams, like anyways. So that's a good one. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I'm making this confusing is I'm going with the North because you would think all these southern teams have it.
Yeah,
it's not true.
Oh,
it's not true.
Okay.
And there's another one. Where do you think Wisconsin got their fight song that's famous on Wisconsin?
On Wisconsin. Well, they do the jump around from House of Pain,
Cool. That's very cool.
which is that's a great thing. That's
Probably one of the best traditions in college football.
Yeah, that and the Iowa wave to the kids that just makes you like totally like feel bad for beating Iowa.
I fucking hate that, dude. They actually exploit children with cancer to win football games, and it works.
And it works. It fucking works. I gotta say, it works.
It drives me nuts.
Kinnick is a dark place to play.
It drives me fucking nuts, dude.
But yeah, the on Wisconsin. I don't know. You're
on Wisconsin, dude. So it's one of the better fight songs in college football. Right?
Okay, yeah.
Once again, a little confusing because this is the North. Guess what? It's from the Civil War.
Right.
So on Wisconsin was actually the tune that the Wisconsin regiment would play in battle, and they had a great brigade down there at the Battle of Chickamauga in 1863.
Say that 3 times fast. Chickamauga. Yeah.
And General Grant was like, whoa, like this fucking song is awesome.
Yeah, it's
and
fire.
The school ended up making it their official fight song, man.
Love it.
Like, and those are 2 northern teams. Those not even the South.
Yeah. Do you think Big Cat from Barstool knows that?
No.
Yeah.
Probably
not. He probably would.
Probably not. It's real though.
Real.
I mean, you can look it up. It's real.
It's real.
And I'm going to go on one more.
Okay, one more.
Only because we have to jump back to the South. It's not fair.
Okay.
2 North, 2 South. We did talk about North Carolina last week.
Yes, we did.
So North Carolina Tar Heels, their nickname comes from way back when North Carolina in the 1800s was a very popular, like, coastal place. A lot of ships came in.
Right.
A lot of tar was on the ground. And the lowest of the low, like the peasants, basically us.
Yeah, us.
All right?
Yeah.
Like us would go take the cargo from the ships and bring them onto, like, the docks, XYZ, all that shit, give it to who's buying it and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are so poor that they did not have shoes. You are not wearing shoes right now.
I'm not.
So this is literally us, right?
I'm doing my best Margot Robbie impression
this is us.
for
That's
Quentin Tarantino
That's
to
a Tar
jerk off
Heel.
to later.
It's a Tar Heel.
Yeah.
So, and they would step in this tar and they would actually make that footprint, which is that famous logo that the Tar Heels have.
Great logo.
And you would see it all over the docks. And they would be like, "Oh, those are Tar Heels."
Yeah.
And most of their volunteers in the Civil War were the poor people because the rich aristocrats in the South, they're not fighting.
They're not fighting. No.
They're not doing anything.
No.
They're having
Go-
tea
yeah.
and just hoping Abe Lincoln gets killed. Like,
Yeah.
they don't care. So the poor people are fighting, and in the regiments, they thrived on it, the Tar Heels. So there we go. Done. History lesson for you.
Love it.
And you.
Love it. Thank you, Sal Baps, for the Sal Bap
It's all real. You can
history
look it up.
hour.
It's real.
I totally believe you
It's
1,000%.
actually fucking real, dude. General Custard is responsible for the Michigan mascot.
I love it. I love
The guy
it.
who died at Little Bighorn. It was destroyed and decapitated and raped, probably.
Probably. We don't know though.
Probably.
Yeah.
raped.
Yeah. Was there a lot of rape?
It was
during...
more of like an embarrassment rape after they had
Right.
You know,
It was like, hey, my pants are down, so we might as well just do it now.
well, they found them all naked. I mean,
Yeah.
they were just they probably raped.
Yeah, probably. Was there a lot of rape during the Civil War, by the way?
It depends. I mean, I would say there's a lot of rape all throughout history, man.
Right.
I mean, this goes back
very rapey history.
There's biblical rape. I mean, it's never not
True.
been a thing.
True.
Not that we support it, but
No.
we're saying that, like, did it exist? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm saying,
Someone's
like-
getting raped right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably close to us.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, you know, if you compared like the War of 1812 to the French Revolution to the American Civil War, you know, how it compares. I would say probably the French Revolution, because the French are probably freaky, is probably the most.
Well, the French Revolution, I would say no, because that was more of that was more of the reason why. Okay, so we have to backtrack here.
Okay.
The reason why governments are so scared of their own people
is the French Revolution.
Deliberately goes back to the French Revolution because people in power never wanted to see that again.
Right.
So every government put in these like basically firewalls to never like let that happen. For example, and we're gonna get shadow banned, but we have to go this route. January 6th, right? There's literally a bunch of people walking around, fucking no weapons, nothing, but the government, state-sponsored media is telling you it's an insurrection, right?
Right.
Because they have to be like, this was an attempt on our power. When attempt on real power is what the French Revolution was, and that's when, you know, it gets bad, man.
Yep.
It was a bad thing that only led to dictatorship for a long time.
Yeah.
With Napoleon. Movie coming out soon.
I'm excited. It looks good.
Joaquin Phoenix. Fucking, it's on Apple TV, I think, or it might be in theaters as well. One of those dual stretch.
Yeah, Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott, who only makes good movies, right?
No, he's made a ton of bad movies, actually.
I don't know.
Prometheus. There's been a bunch. I
like Prometheus.
Okay, but there's been a lot of good films too. Speaking of,
The Last Duel was good.
Yes, it was very good. Also, great script. Speaking of streaming, Sal Babs, I do have a little surprise here. Last week we talked about how we're going to be joining a gentleman who's a prominent Rumble personality. By the way, did you see his page his show is actually being featured on the front page of Rumble now?
Oh, he gets a ton of views.
Yeah.
We're going to be there.
So,
and the Boss Cock Lock will hit.
So
my picks might not, but that will.
Making Bread and Buttering Hose is taking yet another leap ahead, or maybe backwards, depending upon how you look upon it. That is a live streaming link cable type thing. I don't know how to use it yet, but I just got it.
Look, we're moving on and upward.
So be ready for the Making Bread and Buttering Shows live stream, to where you can watch us in live real time and send us comments and all that kind of fun stuff. Make fun of Sal Baps in real time.
Oh, you can say whatever you want. It will never affect me.
Yeah, never affect him.
My life sucks more than anything you ever say to me, so I don't care.
Well, I don't know, Sal Babs. I think you're kind of killing it right now. So speaking of killing it, let's get on to the pick six. Sal Babs, take it.
Yeah, so good week last week, as we talked about, and my money chain shows clearly.
Yep.
All right, we're going to go with pick number 1. Ohio State, Penn State, under 47. What do you think?
So basically,
it's a noon kickoff, which I think fucking ruins any chance of it going over, because it should start sluggish.
Right.
We do what we know is Penn State's defense is the best in the country.
Literally.
It's literally the best in the country.
James Franklin is notoriously conservative on the road.
Yes, notoriously conservative on the road.
Drew Aller hasn't looked as nearly as good on the road.
As I was told in the beginning of the season by every Penn State fan, he's the next coming of John Elway.
He's blowing.
He's not.
He's blowing out.
He's just a kid from Ohio. It's kind of fat.
He's blowing out. Not as fat as Deacon Hill from Iowa. But
Deacon Hill's. I don't know. I'll get to Iowa.
He's a linebacker playing quarterback.
I'll get to Iowa.
But yeah, James Franklin, he's conservative on the road. This is what he does. It kills you as a diehard Penn State fan.
And it's crazy because like there's so much talent on the field. Like it looks like you look at this number, you're like that easily goes over.
Right.
It's not. It's not
this
go over.
Ohio State offense.
Remember, it's getting cold out, people. These fucking overs of 1,000 points, it doesn't happen anymore.
Well,
it doesn't.
I may disagree with that a little bit, but go ahead. I like the play here. I do think
it's cold. Their muscles ache. They've played 7 games.
It's going to be like
it gets to be a grind.
50 degrees, Sababs.
That's cold.
Not cold. These defenses are vastly. I still think like people don't even know.
Should go under anyways. Should go under if it was 100 degrees.
Yeah, but both these offenses are overrated. Both these defenses,
dude, their offenses are both of them are so overrated.
Both these defenses are still as good as the stats are.
They're stellar, dude.
They're underrated in my opinion. Like people still don't understand just how good Ohio State's defense actually is.
They are.
And people don't understand just how dominant Manny Diaz is putting together Penn State's defense. I mean, this is like, I hate to say it, but we haven't, I mean, as good as Penn State has been even the last 25 years on the defensive side of the ball, we haven't seen a Penn State defense be this dominant since the late 80s and Jerry Sandusky.
It's true.
It's true.
Diaz is real, dude.
Diaz
He's
is
only
real.
going to be there for a couple more games. He's going to go to Michigan State.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great hire.
So anyway, so we're going with the under on that. Iowa minus 3.5. I know what you're going to think. I've bought puts on Iowa probably 4 weeks on this show.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm wrong. I don't know how the fuck they do what they do. They do it. The +9 on the road at Wisconsin. They win the game outright. And they score like fucking 13 points.
They had Caleb Johnson, who is back from injury, had one really great run. And then, Deacon Hill just didn't make mistakes. Like I said, he is the fattest quarterback since Jared Lorenzen from Kentucky.
Dude, apparently they just get it done, man. They live their season to make the Big Ten title game just to get killed.
Iowa does not try to beat Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State. Iowa tries to beat everybody in the Big Ten.
They try
West.
to beat Minnesota and Wisconsin, and that's exactly what they did. They beat Wisconsin last week. Now they're going to finish off Minnesota, and I'm taking them. I'm fucking doing it. So I'm taking Iowa.
Okay.
All right,
and you said that line was 3.5.
3.5.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So the next game, under Duke, Florida State, 49.5.
Yeah,
so
I like it.
what do we know here? Like, we
like
know that we got the Duke defense. We don't know the status of Riley Leonard, right?
Yeah, well,
we don't truly know.
So the line was 13.5 a couple hours ago, and there was some reports of him being questionable for the game, but like it was trending positive. All of a sudden, the line just moved to 14.5. So
not a good sign.
Not the best sign here if you're on the Duke side. Having said that, I still love this Duke defense. So this under here. I like it a lot. I fucking love Duke, okay? And I still say Florida State's overrated, so I'm probably...
They are. And, dude, like, I took Florida State last week, and they rolled. I mean, it was bullshit, but, like, I only did it because, like, I needed to fade that team to prove to you that how bad that team was.
Okay.
Syracuse is just fucking dog shit.
You were right.
They're dog shit. It's a stupid fucking school.
Right.
And it only exists to, like, have you go to ESPN and serve your allegiance to the Chinese government.
True.
So, like, it's a stupid fucking school. That's why I faded him. But anyways, the under in this game, we have a great defense here. We have a defensive-minded team that knows if Florida State gets it going, they have no shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have no shot. This team doesn't care about covering the 14.5. They want to win for their season, right?
Yeah.
Duke wins this game, right? So what do we got, Duke? Duke's ranked what right now? They are...
I think like 17,
so
16.
they're 17th, right? Florida State highly jerked off, like fourth. Like, that's so fake.
That's
man.
fake.
Like, that's so fake.
That's fake as fuck.
Like, that's so fake.
I would
So
take
if they win
Oregon
this game-
over Florida State.
Absolutely. Penn State would beat them by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Duke wins this game. They're going to jump pretty high. So to Duke, in order for them to do that, they have to slow it down. They have to slow it down. You can't let Florida State
I like
go.
it. It's
So we're gonna go with the under
It's
here.
good. It's good pick.
All right, Michigan State, Michigan under 47.
Oh God, 47.
Stupid fucking game every single year.
Does Michigan State have the dogs though to keep up with Michigan?
No, but they will give everything that they have to play in this one game. This is how pathetic the state of this college is right now. They will give everything.
I will say
keep this close. I will not take Michigan State, but I do believe this goes under. It will be cold up there.
Yeah.
Gretchen Whitmore will be there.
Oh God,
restricting your rights. And
are they going to be allowed to play the game?
Possibly not.
Are you get to swear allegiance to you're like a blood oath to Gretchen Wilson?
Yeah,
or whatever.
So she'll be there, no doubt. She's a Spartan alumni, by the way.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Sparty alumni.
Oh wow.
So I'm going with the voodoo power of her and lockdowns and nothing. So under.
I will say this
under
47 does seem absurdly low. Like this is the type
but that's like
where
I'm going
that's
with
that's my argument. Like this is
they want you to take
this is a trap line. If that
it is, it
like,
fucking is.
If I look at this game, I'm like, that's going over, and this is probably the game that it's probably gonna hit like 38, and you're probably dead right on this side.
Dude, I think I am, man. We'll see what happens. Next one. I'm going with another under again. This is what I'm doing. I'm just like unders in Iowa.
Wow. Yeah.
Clemson, Miami under 48.5, dude. So like
Van Dyke's hurt.
Clemson is up and down with what they do offensively.
Yeah.
This is a game that just screams AIDS. Like it's just a stupid fucking
How do you
game.
scream AIDS, by the way?
I mean, it's just you can feel it, right? You can just feel the HIV enter your body when you watch the game. I can feel it. You can just feel it. Watch any Iowa game ever.
Yeah.
Watch any Rutgers game. Watch any just team that sucks the life out of it. You can just feel it, right?
Yeah.
And you got to, by the way, so to take unders, may I argue you have to be extremely mentally tough. It is hard to watch a game and root for nothing to happen. It is hard.
I only bet unders if I absolutely 1,000%.
You have to be such a miserable asshole to like to do this.
Yeah.
And I've never done this before. This is something I'm doing differently with my card here. I've never done this before, but I actually believe I'm right on these. I really believe Penn State, Ohio State goes under. I really believe this under hits in Duke. I really believe Michigan goes under.
I told you last week I liked your card. I don't have any issues so far.
It doesn't matter what it is. It matters of what the wager is. I just believe these go under. And then my final one is going to be Washington, Arizona State under 59 because, this is a classic letdown game, right? Penix got a little bit of something's going on with him a little bit.
Yeah, he got banged up.
He got banged up, dude. It was a huge emotional win. Game day was there.
Yeah.
Awesome atmosphere, beautiful campus. It was fun. It was a great game. But you know what? Now you got a team that's coming in. They're 1-5. Quarterback's a little bit hurt. Maybe he doesn't make as many plays. They come up short on some extra yardage. Not really putting full effort in and kind of get out of here 31-13, that's, I just feel this is a little bit of a.
I may have a slightly different take.
This is my least confident play of these unders, but I've seen it with the letdowns after big wins my whole life.
Yeah, I may have some of that. Outside of that Washington under, I do like all those picks. Very nicely done, Sal Baps.
All right, so to recap, we have Penn State, Ohio State under 47, Iowa minus 3.5, under Duke, Florida State 49.5, Michigan and Michigan State under 47, the Gretchen Whitmore Classic, Clemson, Miami 48.5 under, and then Washington, Arizona State under 59.
Very nicely done from the money chain.
Maybe get over 500 now.
Very nicely done from the money chain master himself. Mo money, mo problems. Sal Baps, love it. So as I put all the tint on my screen up to 1,000%, so I can.
It's bright.
So I can actually see.
It's brighter than the light.
maybe we just turn the for our lighting system. Sal Baps.
I have shades on it. It's bright.
Maybe we should just turn on the flashlight on our iPhones instead of the current lighting system that we have. I don't know. But yeah, let's get into.
What iPhone is that?
This is the XR.
I have the one from 4 years ago. I won't upgrade. I don't care.
Wait, which version is that?
I don't even know, man.
Yeah.
Look at it. I don't even know what it is.
That's like the 7. You're you're on the death's door as far as iPhone
Dude, I
updates.
won't upgrade because it doesn't. Nothing changes. It's stupid. It's we have old MacBooks. I got a new one, but that's because I broke the other one died. So I had no choice. I would have wrote that for 10 more years if I could.
Yeah.
It doesn't do it. There's nothing new. There's all these fake features. And Apple gets trolled for this constantly.
Yeah.
Their newest product, there's nothing different.
I agree. Listen, you are preaching here to the choir. Sal Baps, a couple of weeks ago, I had a situation where me being the math illiterate idiot that I am, I accidentally gave out 7 picks. You remember that?
You did, and I posted it anyways.
So this is the pick 6 segment, right?
Yes.
So a pick 6 is a touchdown, correct?
Yeah, but you got to kick the extra point.
Sal Baps, I have not spoken to him about this. I would like to go for 2. May I go for
pick 8?
The pick 8.
Going.
This is either going to kill my record.
I was not told about this. I'm hearing this.
I did not tell him.
This is crazy. This is like in real football when the first time a team actually went for 2 and the other team was like, "What's going on?" I'm stunned by this.
I knew your facial expression was absolute money.
Fucking do it.
It was.
Let's do it.
That alone was worth it.
Let's do it.
All right. Pick 8.
No, it's the pick 8.
It's a hateful 8. Here we go. and I am one game above 500. So this is either going to wreck me or this is going to get me back here where we need to be, paid capper status. All right, first play here. I'm going USC first half -4.5. Listen, last week I chose Notre Dame coming off that bad loss to Louisville. That was absolutely right. I think USC at home in the Coliseum against a Utah team that is going to be starting. It looks like Bryson Barnes yet again. By the way, everyone talks about Utah beating USC last year in the Pac-12 championship game. They only did that. Like USC was rolling that first quarter until Caleb Williams got hurt. There was like Utah had no business winning that game. Like I give Kyle Whittingham a lot of credit. Great coach, all that kind of shit.
What was that line? USC first half, what?
-4.5. I think USC rebounds at least first half. They're coming out.
I agree.
They're pissed off.
I actually like that more than any play.
It's in the Coliseum. 8:00 start. Lights are going to be on.
That should be the lock play. Like that should have been.
Well, we fucked up. So
that should be. Yeah. I didn't know you're picking 20 games.
Okay, well I'm just
all right. Go ahead.
Get your seatbelt. I'm going to disagree on the one pick I didn't like of Sal Baps was the Washington Arizona State game. I do agree this is a letdown game for Washington, which is exactly why I'm taking an Arizona State team over 16.5. Arizona State the past couple weeks.
I fuck with that. See, like I agree with that.
Arizona State's been a vastly improved team these past couple of games. Kenny Dillingham. It doesn't matter who starts here at quarterback. They fucked me out of $2,000, as you'll remember, at the Morgantown Casino a couple weeks ago.
Dude, that was such bullshit, man.
So it does worry me a little bit, Arizona State being on the road. Having said that, this is a letdown spot here for Washington. Arizona State coming off the bye. 16.5 is a super low total. I'm going Arizona State over team total 16.5. Next play here. Speaking of team total overs, Sal Baps, you don't like this, but I'm sorry. Josh Hoover is the real deal at quarterback. I'm taking TCU team over 26.5. They're on the road, Little Manhattan. They're in Kansas State. I still think Kansas State is a good team, but I'm saying they're not nowhere what they were last year.
Both these teams are mid.
Well,
they're just mid.
Yeah, you say that until Josh Hoover has a 93.3 Pro Football Focus rating
what does
again.
That mean?
It means, dude, I'm telling you, the throws this kid made last week.
I got it here. It's your play.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But what I saw watching that entire game last week against BYU, I am a believer in the new quarterback there at TCU. Speaking of being a believer in new quarterbacks, Sal Baps, Pat Narduzzi,
he fucking beat Louisville.
The Nardog with a huge upset victory over Louisville.
And see, that's what they do. They win games they're not supposed to, like, at all, and then that keeps this guy at Pitt forever.
Right.
Like, they just can't.
Well, guess what? They won it in large part because they actually found a competent quarterback. Phil Jerkovich was benched. He's now the tight end. In comes Penn State transfer, Christian Veilleux. The Canadian didn't light up the world, but he ran the offense. He was able to make, throws past 9 yards, and he was able to keep.
Yeah, they beat Louisville.
And magically, all of a sudden, the Pitt run game actually became pretty good again. And Pitt still has the defense.
Well, it's easy to run the football when you actually have someone that can throw. They're a threat. You can't stack the box.
And it's easy for the defense to get stops when you don't have an offense going 3 and out all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm all in, not on Pitt, but I'm going to take the over 45.5. This is too low. Wake Forest also the past couple weeks has shown they've improved a little bit offensively in some regards.
And you're capping it at 45.5?
45.5. I'm taking the over game total, 45.5. I think Pitt could get 30, and I believe Wake Forest will give me 17. All right, next play here. Speaking of overs, I'm going to the cigar game. I'm going to Tennessee at Alabama.
Fucking awesome.
48.5. Too low. Jalen Milroe, he's not going to be Tua at quarterback, but guess what? He doesn't need to be. He can give me 25 points. This Tennessee offense, it's improving. Josh Heupel is a real deal there. I believe what he's doing long-term for the Volunteers program. I do believe that this game's probably going to be 51 or 52. I'm going to be butt cheeks clenched, probably sweating this out, but this total is going to hit with probably 3 minutes left to go. Somebody's going to hit a field goal, and then all of a sudden, I got
my only. If we're playing devil's advocate,
yeah, go ahead.
Is this the biggest trap in the world? because of the game last year, and there was 100 points in it, and everyone's been waiting to take this over, and it's
Maybe.
a low total. And
Yeah.
It's like fucking just complete AIDS.
I mean, yeah, maybe, but I think people are still just discounting this Alabama offense.
Do you know what else I think is a trap, by the way? Not that it matters, but just throwing it out there. Oklahoma laying 19 against UCF after their big win in a bye week.
Yeah.
They come out fucking real sloppy.
Also, John Reese Plumlee is coming back for quarterback for UCF.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
a pretty big difference.
So, like, I don't know. Just be careful, people, if you're like doing that. So,
yeah.
anyways.
So we're gonna be all over there on the Alabama Tennessee over 48.
This fucking board is gonna be either
and a half
bloody as fuck or
oh man, I know
this is gonna be a wild Saturday.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild. So here's my dog. Speaking of Duke, the line is now 14.5. I'm taking Duke plus 14.5 on the road at Tallahassee. It is a 7:30 kickoff under the lights there at Doak Campbell. That worries me a little bit, but at the same time, this Duke defense is too good. Duke is being disrespected too much. This quarterback for Duke, if Riley Leonard doesn't play, he's not such a huge downgrade that you say that Duke can't run their offense. Elko's going to have a masterful plan, as we know.
They have to keep it tight. They have to. I mean, you can't let Florida State jump on you.
Jordan Travis.
You saw that with Syracuse. It got killed.
Jordan Travis banged up his left shoulder even more last week against Syracuse. All year he's been having issues with that. Listen, Keon Coleman is an absolute stud. He had the fucking jump man for the one catch. You can't do that, though,
dude,
every
he's
game.
Fucked. And this asshole has the balls to go out there and post anti-Michigan memes like he's still at Michigan State.
Keon Coleman did that.
State-Michigan game. Yeah, he posted
That's retarded.
Kid pissing on the Michigan logo. It's like, dude, you gave up on the program. What are you associating?
Yeah, that makes absolutely no sense. I don't really get that. Okay, so we got. Let me just count here, Sal. Have you been taking
6?
That's 6.
You got USC, Arizona State, TCU, Pitt, Wake, Tennessee, Bama, Duke.
Okay, so pick 7 here. I'm going back to the Arizona State game. Too many points. I'm taking Arizona State plus
full game
plus
7.5.
This is a same game parlay if you want that.
You hit me with the same game parlay.
Arizona State plus 27.5.
Hit me with the same.
I like them coming off the bye. I think this could be around 30, and then all of a sudden they just rest Penix because this kid can't get hurt, and then Arizona State gets the cover. 27.5 though is
that's why my under makes sense.
Yeah. You know,
we
listen.
We can all hit all of it.
If you want to do a same game parlay on this, if you want to do,
you could.
Arizona State plus 27.5 over Arizona State team over, but under for the entire game. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. All right, and then my last play here. Hold on, I'm choosing here between BYU or Army Navy. Let me just see here if the lines have moved at all.
I mean, you love those academy games.
I do. Talk about AIDS. That is just that's 1984.
Loser goes to Taiwan.
That's like 1984 New York City AIDS. If you really want to go hard into it. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. I'm gonna take
Tom Hanks, Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's Tom Hanks, Philadelphia AIDS. I'm gonna do it, Sal Baps. I'm going to take Navy plus...
I knew it!
I'm going to take Navy plus 10.5.
I knew it!
Navy plus 10.5.
I fucking knew it you were doing. I knew it.
Oh, God.
You talked about Navy like 5 seconds after I walked in here. You're like, fucking Navy.
Yeah. It's at Navy, so it is a home game. I do like that as well. And then the line total for the game is 37.5.
So stupid.
Which is actually still higher than the Iowa, Minnesota's 32.5, I believe. So what's that say for you as an Iowa football fan if you're getting lower totals than service academies?
It doesn't matter. Iowa they're the gods of doing this. Dude.
It doesn't matter.
I can't even talk shit on them anymore after what they did last week. I cannot literally physically talk shit on Iowa anymore. I'm taking them. They're in my plays.
Sal Baps, why don't you,
they're 6-1. This team is 6-1. They're horrible.
I know it's unreal.
They scored 9 points a game, dude.
Sal Baps, I'm cooking up a little parlay here of what I got going on. While I'm cooking this up, why don't you give the good people here the Boss Cock Lock? Once again, reminder, it is a 5-2 wager on the year.
I don't even remember what it is. What the fuck was it?
You don't remember what it is. Okay, we're going to the land of the Pacific Northwest.
Oregon! First half! Spread! -10.5.
Yes. Why are we picking it, Sal Baps?
Well, dude, I mean, look, for the majority of the injury report, they're coming back healthy. They, unlike Washington, who had the great win over them, and can come down a little bit with a weak opponent that's coming in at 1-5.
Yeah.
Not to shit on your waves or anything. That doesn't mean anything. But, like, Oregon has to win, dude. Like, Washington State's a competitive program.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to show up. And at home, they're a massively different team. Do I know why? No. But most sports teams usually are at home a lot better. And if you look at their numbers at home, they just slay it in the first half. They slay it.
Absolutely.
Washington State's offense trending down, can't seem to get it together because the coach keeps looking at real estate in East Lansing, Michigan, because he's going to coach Michigan State.
Yeah, I
hope.
just
say every coach is coaching them.
You hope.
I say every coach is coaching Michigan State.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be scorched earth. Dan Lanning is going to come out like they did against Colorado, in my opinion. Bo Nix can still win the Heisman, by the way. If you're looking for Heisman contenders right now, not named Michael Penix, dude, Bo Nix played a fucking hell of a game. Oregon
wasn't his fault they lost. And
I think Bo Nix may come out here and just absolutely light it up.
I would argue if the kicker makes that kick, Oregon wins in overtime.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty good plan there. All right, Sal Babs, I'm gonna give you a hell of a parlay, and I'm actually hold up. I need to increase my odds here just a tad. So let me. Here it is.
Michigan State money line.
Here it is. No, I'm not doing Michigan State money line.
Just fucking around.
No, I had to. This is going to be a.
I hope they lose 46-0. It goes under 47.
There we go. It came down just a little bit. That's okay. So this is going to be a poontang parlay. Sal Babs, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, pick number 1 here, and we're just going to take my hateful 8 picks, which, to recap again, Arizona State team over 16.5, Arizona State plus 27.5, Duke plus 14.5, Alabama Tennessee over 48.5, Pitt Wake Forest over 45.5, Arizona State. I just said that. We're going to take a new pick here. We're going to take BYU at home in Provo plus 3.5. They are hosting Texas Tech. Aiden Robbins, star running back there for BYU, did not play last week. They got no running game. It looks like he's going to come back this week. I'm going to take the Mormons just play differently in the altitude in Provo, so I'm going to take a home dog there, BYU plus 3.5. We already got the USC minus 4.5 first half spread. We are adding our Boscock lock, Oregon minus 10.5 first half spread. And I already mentioned the Arizona State plus 27.5. SMU on the road at Temple. Kurt Warner's kid appears to be in concussion protocol. Temple, Sal Babs, without him last week, looked absolutely horrible.
Yeah, dude. That's Temple, man. That's Temple for you. It's a program that if my kid got a scholarship to Temple,
you wouldn't go.
A Division II school, I'd send him to Kutztown.
I was just going to say Kutztown. Like, SMU minus 20.5 on the road against Temple. Oklahoma.
First off, you would relatively almost risk your life at Temple just going to class.
So, funny story. My uncle actually did. He was an unbelievable soccer player. Local high school here. He actually did get a scholarship to play soccer at Temple, and like his first week, he was literally jumped in Philly at Temple, like knife basically almost yanked him, and he literally transferred to Kutztown, became an All-American.
So that exact situation literally happened. That I just made up in my head. It's real. Literally
happened to my uncle. Not bullshitting. Yeah, I was named after my uncle, by the way. So this is a real thing. Real thing. Next play here, Sal Babs. Have you noticed the Fighting Mike Gundys for the Pokes?
Dude, they're fucking back, right? Like, they're back.
Yo, Alan Bowman
they're doing shit.
Alan Bowman at quarterback is a legitimate quarterback in the Big 12. Mike Gundy,
they're impressive,
Gundy just finds a way.
They're 4-2.
4-2.
I wrote them off as dead.
They're on
4-2.
They're on the road this week in Morgantown. I hate to pick against West Virginia in Morgantown, but
I think they're better than them.
Oklahoma State.
I think they're fucking better than
Oklahoma State is plus 3.5. I'm going to take Oklahoma State plus 3.5 in Morgantown. I think Oklahoma State may win, but if you're going to give me the field goal and a hook, I think they keep it within a field goal. Next play here. I'm not taking UNLV against the spread, but I am going to take the over in UNLV Colorado State. This game's indoors. Both these teams have explosive players on the offensive side of the ball.
No, they do.
I think this line should be 66.5, 67.5. So if you're going to give me the 63.5, I'm going to take that all day long. Torrey Horton there for Colorado State has been banged up. It does appear, though, he's going to play. Love that young kid at quarterback for Colorado State. And then UNLV, both their coordinators, honestly, especially Marion there on the offense side of the ball, they're going to be head coaches here. I don't know if it happens this year, but it's going to happen soon. My plus 480 pick here to get this parlay up. Are you ready, Sal Babs?
I see it.
So in a game with a 37.5 point total, by the way, on my parlays last week, I hit Iowa winning margin 1 to 13 points. It was like plus 500.
Yeah, man, and they did that. They did exactly that.
This is my new play on super low scoring games. I'm gonna
take one team to like actually bust ass.
I'm gonna take the dog in these super low scoring games to get the victory, but keep it super low. So in this Navy Air Force game, I'm picking Navy. I'm doing this on FanDuel, by the way. There's a play here. Winning margin 4-way Navy by 1 to 13 points.
Dude, see, FanDuel is like the king of gay bets. Like
I
can't even do that on Sugar House.
Right.
Like that's not even an option.
So
they're just the kings. You can even same game.
Listen, this is why I only do the Poontang parlays on FanDuel.
Is like the god of gay bets.
They are, which is why I'm just living there 24/7, loud and proud, baby. So yeah, we're gonna take Navy by 1 to 13 points, winning margin 4-way at plus 480, and then our last play here, 13-leg Poontang parlay. I'm gonna take TCU money line plus 198. $10, Sal Babs.
126 grand.
126 grand, $611.65. Sal Babs just got that paycheck. As you are my witness, as God is my witness, gonna do the Apple Pay so we get it done real quick here and don't lose any of our odds. And I'm placing the bet right now. What do you think of this Poontang parlay?
I mean, I tail it every week, so hopefully it is.
Could you imagine, Sal Babs? Could you imagine?
Yeah, of course. It needs to happen. Can you imagine it? I demand it.
Okay,
I demand that this hits.
Well, I
don't have time to fuck around anymore. Give me 126,000 so I can just be a middle class person.
I just placed it. Sal Babs, I can literally feel it. You can't see it, but there's blood coming out of my eye right now. So we need to probably end the show here before it starts looking like...
Before I get infected.
Before you get the zombie apocalypse infection that I have. Any last words, though, that you have before that happens?
No, this is a way better board than last week in terms of watching games. Way better.
Yeah. Do I lose all 8 games? Do I lose all 8 games here?
Well, regardless of that, this is where Penn State fans need to show me where they're fucking, all the shit that they've told me about how fucking amazing this quarterback is. Yeah. They're different, XYZ. Well, beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
Go beat Ohio State. I'm tired of hearing shit from these fans. Go beat Ohio State.
Yeah,
Go do it.
No.
You know what? This is the year that you're going to be. This is the year. If you're going to do it, you got to do it now.
Yeah, as you saw, I did not make a play on the game. If I would have, it would have been on the under, but I don't fucking know what's going to... I do think Ohio...
I don't know what's going to happen. I can't wait to see it, though.
Ohio State's overrated, but so is Penn State, if I can just be honest. They really are, man.
Well, Penn State, at least defensively, is
Well, so is Ohio State, though. So is Ohio State, real deal. Yeah. Sal Babs is going to be a great week. Next week, like I said, if I can figure this out, which I probably won't, but if I can figure it out...
some YouTube tutorials.
Yeah. If I can figure it out, we're going to be live streaming starting next week, provided my eyeball doesn't fall out.
You can make fun of us.
Make fun of us in real time, and also tell the bets in real time. So you make sure, because we aren't able to post the bets till the very next morning once I am able to upload everything and do all the bullshit I got to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's the next step in the process.
The next step in the process.
It's going live.
Speaking of the next step in the process, say your prayers, take your vitamins, grow your own food, make that bread, butter them hoes.